If your mind won't quiet tonight, lie back and listen. This evening of Psalms is for the anxious heart, for the restless thoughts that chase each other in the dark. Turn the lights low. Close your eyes if it helps. Let your body find a place to rest. Put your palms open, not gripping, and allow the rhythm of your breath to slow. Breathe in, breathe out, and know, even now, you are not alone. I will speak softly. I will read words that have steadied people for generations. Let them wash over you slowly, like a cool wind over tired skin. If a thought interrupts you, notice it without judgment and return to the breathing. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. These are words meant to guard the night, to shelter the heart, and to invite sleep when worry presses close. We begin with shelter, with refuge. The psalmist opens his arms to the same God who watches the stars. Hear these ancient promises and let them become a quiet place inside you. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, and Him will I trust. Imagine a hidden room inside the living presence of God. A warmth, a steadying light that does not startle you awake, but does not let danger reach you. Breathe in that nearness. Breathe out the tension. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Picture soft wings around your shoulders, the hush of feathers, a smooth shelter where the world's sharp edges dull. If anxiety is like a cold wind pressing at the door, feel the shelter fold over you. You are held. Stay with that image for a moment. Breathe slowly. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. These are not promises that life will be simple, but they are words that anchor the soul against fear. Let the anchor sink, let it settle. Even in the dark, there is a habitation, a place where the heart is watched and tended. Rest there, if only for this hour. Breathe in stillness, breathe out worry. Receive now the watchful care spoken by the psalmist who lifted his eyes to the hills, asking where help comes from. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. Imagine looking up and seeing the vastness that remembers you. The Maker who set the stars knows the arc of your breath and the shape of your fears. Let that knowledge be a quiet comfort. You do not have to carry everything alone tonight. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Picture a steady, watchful gaze that never blinks in the night. It is not a vigilance that startles, it is a faithful keeping. Let that truth ease the little panics that wake you. There is a presence that does not tire. Breathe in steadiness. Breathe out the urge to control. God is our refuge and strength, the psalmist declares again, not as a lecture, but as a soft reminder you can return to when the mind churns. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. Even if your inner world feels shaken tonight, the presence named here is nearer than the nearest fear. Let the idea of strength be not a rigid force, but a calm support under you. Imagine a rock beneath your back, steady and immovable, and allow the body to relax onto it. Breathe in support. Breathe out release. These words of protection are not a promise that life will be void of hardship, but they are a sanctuary for the heart to visit. If your thoughts slide toward what if, bring them gently back to the image of shelter. The psalmist's songs were not for denial. They were an honest leaning into divine care. Acknowledge what is true. The worry,
the racing mind, and then bring it under the shelter named by God. If this is helping you, consider saving this evening and returning to it whenever night makes the heart heavy. You might also share it with someone who needs rest tonight. Keep the quiet. Let the rhythm of your breathing match the pace of the words. Softly now, we move from shelter to rest, from the promise of protection to the gentleness of being made to lie down. The psalm that speaks directly to lying down in sleep invites us to a shepherd's care. O Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. It is okay to bring the noise inside you into the light. The psalmist names the heart's trouble without pretending it's not real. Let yourself confess it silently if you need to. The doubts, the fears, the long list of undone tasks. Let the admission unclench your jaw. Breathe in admission, breathe out the need to pretend. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter up of mine head. Picture a hand gently raising your chin after it has been bowed under worry. The Lord's presence lifts the head enough to breathe, not to hurry you into performance. This lifting is tenderness that steadies rather than shames. Allow your shoulders to drop. Breathe in relief, breathe out strain. Listen as the psalmist continues, the voice tender and steady. I laid me down and slept. I awaked, for the Lord sustained me. Imagine allowing your body to be sustained through the night by someone persistent and kind. You do not have to solve tomorrow now. There is a sustaining presence that cares for the sleeping and the waking. Let that thought be a small, soft permission. You may sleep.
Place it gently into the shelter, as if handing a small stone to a trusted friend who guards the door. Breathe in, release. Breathe out, holding. Now, softly, we will draw near to psalms that speak of the movement from lament into calm. These are honest psalms that begin in the ache of sadness and wind toward hope. They remind us that sorrow is not opposed to faith. It is a place where faith can be tenderly tested and renewed. Hear this voice that began in longing. As the hart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. Think of thirst, a deep, patient ache, met finally by water that cools and steadies. The psalmist's longing is a mirror for yours. If your soul pants tonight, let it pant toward the one who meets thirst, not as punishment, but as nourishment. Breathe in longing. Breathe out the shame that sometimes accompanies it. My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, Where is thy God? Sometimes the night brings questions sharp enough to draw tears. The psalmist refuses to hide them. If you are crying inwardly, name it. Tears are not failure, they are language. Allow them their place. Breathe in acknowledgement. Breathe out the pressure to be brave. Yet the voice turns. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. This is a soft pivot, not denial, but a small, resolute reaching toward hope. If your heart is disquieted, imagine it like a stirred surface of water slowly settling. Hope need not be loud to be real. Breathe in hope. Breathe out despair. Listen to the call that moves from kneeling to gratitude, from ache to a steadier gaze. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. If today felt solitary, remember you join a long chorus of voices who have lifted their faces in the dark. The Psalms see grief and offer a companion step toward thanks, even if it is a small thanks, a test tube of gratitude to hold in the palm of the hand. Breathe in thanksgiving, breathe out the heaviness.
We will pause again, allowing the honesty of the lament to be known and the quiet pull of hope to work its way through the chest. There is no rush here. Resting is not about forcing joy. It is about making space for steadiness. Breathe in the space. Breathe out the compulsion to fix. Soon we will meet psalms that speak of intimate knowledge, of a God who knows the exact count of your hairs and the shape of your worry. That knowledge is not invasive, but intimate. It is a tenderness that recognizes the exactness of your heart. For now, let the memory of lament rest, and the first threads of hope begin their slow knot. As you settle more deeply, let us offer a short inward prayer, one line that you can carry into sleep. Lord, be near. Hold what my mind cannot hold. Let your quiet be my companion tonight. Amen.
If your breath feels shallow, place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Feel the rise and fall. Breathe in the presence. Breathe out fear. Allow the Psalms to be a gentle scaffold for your rest. We will now move, when you are ready, toward words that speak of God's intimate presence, the knowledge that calms the mind. This will be less about protection imagery and more about closeness, the assurance that no thought is hidden, no night unobserved. Let that thought be a balm, not a surveillance. Imagine not a stern eye, but a neighbor by the bedside. Begin to soften further into the mattress, into the pillow, into the quiet. Notice the weight of your limbs, the surrender of muscles. Make no effort to control your dreams. Give them space. Breathe in the softness, breathe out the tension. We will read now passages that gently settle the mind by reminding us that we are known, fully and tenderly. O Lord, thou hast searched me and known me. Thou knowest my downsitting and mine uprising. Thou understandest my thought afar off. Let these words speak to the secret place of your mind. There is not a scattered worry that God has not seen. This recognition can relieve the pressure to be perfect. It can give you permission to be exactly as you are. Breathe in the knowing, breathe out the urge to hide. Thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thine hand upon me. Imagine a protective circle, a hand resting where it would steady you, not to grip but to comfort. Feel that hand like a warmth at the small of your back. Breathe in the warmth, breathe out the chill. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. If night feels like a covering, imagine instead an enveloping light that, though gentle, knows the dark and makes it a place of rest. Night can be a companion that teaches quietness rather than a threat that demands vigilance. Breathe in that light, breathe out the dread. As these words settle, you may feel a small, almost imperceptible loosening, a muscle in the jaw, a knot in the shoulders. Let your body follow the mind's easing. Breathe in release, breathe out resistance. We have moved through shelter, through shepherding rest, through lament toward lament. Each step is intentional, giving the anxious mind small, reliable things to hold. There is structure here. The night has places you can visit in your imagination, where the weight is lifted and the breath is kinder. Breathe in release, breathe out resistance. If you are still awake, let your inward speech slow. If old anxieties return, answers that must be found, conversations yet to be had, speak to them in short sentences and then place them into the shelter. Tell each anxious thought, I will consider you tomorrow, and set it down. Breathe in patience, breathe out the need to resolve. When you feel ready, allow these images to rest in you. We will continue soon with further invitations to sleep, but for this moment, hold the hand of the one who watches. Walk with the shepherd in the place of still waters, and let the echoes of the psalmist's lament and hope settle like a soft blanket. Let me offer a simple blessing as you remain quiet. May you find rest beneath the wings of the one who keeps watch. May your mind be soothed, and may the presence of God be near to your heart. Amen. We will pause here to let that blessing sink in. If you are drifting toward sleep, let go of any urge to follow the words. Allow them to fade with you into rest. If you are still awake and attentive, keep your breathing slow and steady. Let the next set of psalms draw you deeper without hurry. When you are ready, we will continue into psalms that weave together comfort and courage, psalms that hold sorrow tenderly and yet open the door to a deeper trust. But for now, remain with the images of shelter, shepherding rest, and the knowledge that you are known. Breathe in quiet, breathe out the clamor. When you are ready, let these next psalms take their place beside the images you are already holding: the wings, the shepherd's staff, the soft green pasture. Breathe in, breathe out, and let the next lines be a companion to your quiet. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. Speak that quietly in your heart. Praise here is not a demand for happiness. It is a steadying breath that names what is good even when the chest is heavy. Breathe in acknowledgement. Breathe out the need to perform. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Imagine a small company of voices around you, most of them unseen, some remembered, all rising a gentle chorus that steadies the lonely. You are not the only one who has walked this night. Breathe in fellowship, breathe out isolation. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. If your heart tonight feels broken or contrite, let this be a soft truth: nearness, not avoidance. Feel the nearness like a warm hand across the knuckles. Breathe in the nearness, breathe out the ache. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. This is not a promise that trouble will vanish like mist, but a pledge that deliverance moves with you through trouble. Picture a companion walking beside you through each difficulty, taking a little of the weight on their own shoulders. Breathe in the company, breathe out the burden. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. If your heart tonight feels broken or contrite, let this be a soft truth: nearness, not avoidance. Feel the nearness like a warm hand across the knuckles. Breathe in the nearness, breathe out the ache. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. This is not a promise that trouble will vanish like mist, but a pledge that deliverance moves with you through trouble. Picture a companion walking beside you through each difficulty, taking a little of the weight on their own shoulders. Breathe in the company, breathe out the burden. We will pause here briefly, allowing the words to rest. If any part of your body is tense, jaw, shoulders, the muscles behind the eyes, let that tension soften. Breathe in, hold, and let it melt a little on the out-breath. Now hear a psalm that speaks to fear and the way trust is spoken in the very moment we face dread. Be merciful unto me, O God, for man would swallow me up. He fighting daily oppresseth me. It is all right to name the sense of being pressed by forces both seen and unseen. Naming is a first small release. Breathe in honesty, breathe out pretense. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. This is not a polished faith. It is a deliberate choice in the middle of trembling. If fear clicks like a metronome in your chest, turn it into a rhythm for trusting. Breathe in trust. Breathe out the urge to run. In God will I praise his word. In the Lord will I praise his word. Praise can be bread for a night of hunger.
a tiny morsel that keeps the soul from going empty. Let the words feed you gently now. Breathe in the nourishment. Breathe out the emptiness. You tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? Imagine your tears being gathered, one by one. Record it not as evidence of failure, but as marks of a life richly feeling. The thought that someone keeps your tears like treasured things can be a strange but tender comfort. Breathe in the tenderness. Breathe out the shame. Pause. Let that image of tears kept settle in your chest like a small blessing. Turn now toward words that rise from gratitude once rescue was known. I will pay my vows unto the Lord now in the presence of all his people. If you have known help, let a small, private gratitude rise like a candle in the dark. You need not craft a speech. A single whispered thank you will do. Breathe in gratitude. Breathe out complaint. We will linger a moment longer in this space of consolation. You may feel a remnant of sadness. That is allowed. Grief and gratitude can sit beside one another like two steady friends. Let us now draw near to a psalm of thanksgiving for deliverance, a voice that remembers being pulled from the depths and chooses to praise softly. I love the Lord because he hath heard my voice and my supplications. Speak this inwardly, you are heard. The one who hears is not distant. The one who listens leans close. Breathe in the knowledge of being heard. Breathe out the doubt that you are unseen. The Lord hath heard my voice and hath received my prayer. The very act of being heard can steady a night that threatens to go on forever. Rest in that reception. Your words have reached a listening ear. Breathe in relief. Breathe out the tightness. Gracious is the Lord and righteous. Yeah, our God is merciful. Hold for a moment on the word gracious, a favor given without being earned. Let that grace fall like a small, unexpected rain on parched ground. Breathe in grace. Breathe out the ledger of merit. What shall I render unto the Lord for all his benefits toward me? You may feel a stirring to repay, to fix, to make things right. But tonight the psalm asks only for remembering. Let the memory of past kindness be a pillow for the present. Breathe in memory. Breathe out obligation. Return unto thy rest, O my soul, for the Lord hath dealt bountifully with thee. Say that to yourself as you settle deeper. Return. Let the soul return to rest, like a bird circling back to its nest. Breathe in home. Breathe out wandering. We will take a longer silence here. Allow the sound of your breath to be like the tide, an in and an out that steadies the shore of your nights.
If you are following the breath cues, continue with a slow cycle. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 2, breathe out for 6. Allow each exhale to be longer than the inhale, a little more letting go. Now the Psalms lead us to a tone of trust made steady, words that invite the anxious mind to rest not by force but by relationship. Preserve me, O God, for in Thee do I put my trust. This is a simple petition. Preserve, keep, asked of one who has already shown care. Breathe in trust. Breathe out the need to protect yourself. My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from Him. Waiting here is not passive despair, but a gentle attention, a quiet posture. Imagine sitting in a dim room, head tipped, letting expectation come like soft light through a window. Breathe in expectation, breathe out agitation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. Picture a rock beneath you, broad and steady. Lay your weight on it mentally and feel the support. This support does not make you invulnerable. It simply gives a place to rest. Breathe in solidity. Breathe out the tremor. Trust in Him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before Him. God is a refuge for us. Let pouring out be gentle, not an urgent dumping, but a slow pouring of what you carry. Imagine taking each thought and letting it flow down, watched by a steady presence. Breathe in release, breathe out retention. Take a moment to feel the rhythm of these words within your breath. Allow them to be a rope you can hold gently when the night pulls at you. We will now move toward the moment of rest that the Psalms draw us toward, the combined invitation of shepherding care and dwelling in the shelter of the Most High. As you hear these words, imagine walking with the shepherd through the cooling evening, each step carrying you closer to a place made for sleep. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Hear it slowly. Let the declaration settle. A shepherd tends. Want is not the present condition when tended. Breathe in provision. Breathe out the sense of lack. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Picture the green more vividly now. The texture of the grass, its slight dampness, the hush of water moving without hurry. Feel the weight of your body lowering as though to that grass. Breathe in the green, breathe out the clamor. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Restoration may be quiet, almost imperceptible. A smoothing of a worry's edge, the slackening of a muscle. Allow restoration to move slowly through you. Breathe in gentleness, breathe out the hardness. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. If darkness has been looming, reframe it as a valley walked with company, not a place of abandonment. Let the phrase, Thou art with me, be a soft mantra. Breathe in companionship. Breathe out dread. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. The shepherd's tools are not instruments of cruelty, but tools of guidance and keeping. Imagine the staff's crook steadying your step as the ground becomes uncertain. Breathe in guidance, breathe out wobble. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. These images can feel extravagant for a weary soul. Accept them as a quiet abundance that attends you even amid trouble. Feel the cup in your hand, full to the brim, and let that fullness be a small permission to rest. Breathe in abundance, breathe out scarcity. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Let dwell be the key word, not a hurried visit, but a settled presence. Even for tonight you can dwell. Breathe in dwelling, breathe out the urge to flee. We will now fold Psalm 91 into this shepherding scene, letting the shelter of the Most High and the intimacy of the shepherd speak together. As we read, picture yourself first lying in green pastures, then being gently gathered into a hidden room of safety. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Hear the echo between dwell and abide, familiar words that invite permanence, even in a single night. Breathe in a sense of being at home. Breathe out the restlessness. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Repeat that quietly inside. Let the repetition be a slow rocking that steadies the heart. Breathe in trust, breathe out the anxious plodding. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. These words speak of being kept from hidden dangers and from obvious perils. Let them stand for the many small threats you imagine at night, imagined or real, and let the promise of care soften their power. Breathe in reassurance, breathe out the flutter of alarm. He shalt cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. Return for a moment to that image. Feathers, hush. Let the memory of a mother bird tucking her young be a tender metaphor for tonight. Breathe in safety, breathe out the cold. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Truth here is like a shield, not a rigid armor, but a reliable protection that does its work while you rest. Imagine being wrapped in a shield that keeps the slings of fear from reaching your chest. Breathe in protection, breathe out vulnerability. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. If the thought of angels brings comfort, picture gentle presences at the edges of the bed, their watchfulness calm and unintrusive. They do not startle you, they steady the air. Breathe in the quiet watchfulness, breathe out the temptation to look for more. Because He hath set His love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. Let the intimacy of known my name speak to your own particularness. You are not merely a category of anxious mind, but an individual held by name. Breathe in being known, breathe out anonymity. We will move now into a guided visual that threads these psalms together. Imagine yourself led by the shepherd to the edge of a meadow as dusk settles. The air cools, the grass is soft, the sky blurs into distant stars, and a small shelter lies just beyond, a hidden room in a friendly house, lit by a single kind lamp. Walk there slowly as the shepherd guides you. Feel each footstep lighten. As you reach the shelter's door, the psalmist's voice is both near and within you. He maketh me to lie down. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Sit now on the grass for a moment. Notice how the breath of the earth seems to sync with your own. Breathe in the cool night air. Breathe out the rush of your mind. Enter the shelter. It is private and safe, not a prison. Lay your burden, the single stone you brought earlier, on a small table. The shepherd tucks the blanket around your shoulders and stands watch by the door. Feel the steadiness of that presence like the base of a tree. Breathe in rootedness. Breathe out drifting. You may now rest your head on the pillow. As you do, imagine angels arranging themselves at the corners of the bed, a soft hum at the threshold. There is a hush that is not empty, but full of watchful care. Breathe in the hush. Breathe out the noise. We will do a gentle breathing practice together, one cycle for each stanza you just received. Breathe in slowly for 5 counts, hold for 2, and breathe out slowly for 7 counts. As you breathe out, imagine each line of the Psalms laying down like a feather across your chest, lightening the weight there. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, with the next stanza. Breathe in steadiness. Hold, breathe out release. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time. Breathe in the image of green pastures and shelter. Hold that image softly. Breathe out into the bed, allowing the body to follow. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As your breathing becomes more measured, let the words themselves be a lullaby. The Lord is my shepherd. He maketh me to lie down. He shall cover thee with his feathers. Let them repeat in the mind at a slow tempo, not as a frantic list, but as a soft chorus. You may feel eyelids growing heavier. If that happens, welcome it without urgency. If sleep does not come, continue to let the rhythm of the Psalms and the quiet breath be enough for this hour. If a memory or worry returns, place it gently on the small table we imagined earlier. Tell it, I will consider you by daylight. You are granting yourself permission to postpone the heavy thinking.
This simple act can be an enormous kindness to a tired mind. Breathe in permission, breathe out the compulsion to fix. Now, let us offer a short prayer together, not to force anything, but to hand the night over in trust. Lord, watch over the sleep of those who listen. Let your shelter be real and felt. Let your shepherding be tender and steady. Guard the wandering thoughts and keep the heart near to you. If fear comes, meet it with your presence. If tears come, hold them. Give a small peace that will hold through the night. Amen. As the prayer settles, imagine the lamp in the shelter dimming to a comfortable glow, and the doorway remaining open a crack so the night air can pass. There is no need for the night to be perfectly silent. It is enough that it is gentle. Before we close, I will read again slowly a few lines that you may carry like a small charm into sleep. Let each line be like a breath, steady and unhurried. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Pause. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Pause. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Pause. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Pause. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. Pause. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Say these lines inwardly one more time, more softly than before, as the room breathes with you. If you find sleep coming, let the words fade with you. If you remain awake, allow them to be a slow, steady companion. Let me leave you, finally, with a brief blessing, a benediction to fold around your rest. May the God of mercy hush your anxious thoughts. May the shepherd's hand steady your heart. May the hiding place of the Most High be your quiet shelter tonight. May goodness and mercy walk beside you, and may your soul find return to rest. Amen. If this time together has brought you a measure of peace, you may like to save this recording for another evening, or share it with someone who needs a gentle companion tonight. There is a playlist of similar readings available if you would like more.
Consider that an optional resource for other nights. Now allow the words to soften into silence. Let the ambient sound carry you forward if you drift away. Sleep well, held and watched.